Hello and welcome to MAKElive. Thank you guys for joining in. I'm really excited about today's guest here in our makerspace at the Northeast Regional Library. We have a really special artist, Allison, who is going to talk about yarn, making yarn. Is that right?
Yes.
My mind is going to explode today. So please join me in meeting Allison and her really cool craft. Hello, Allison.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm great. I'm so excited to show you all about making yarn.
That's awesome. Well, here on MAKElive, we love questions. I'm going to hurl a heap of questions at you while you make. And anybody from our live in-studio audience, please feel free to ask questions. And anybody online, please feel free to ask questions. So let's get started. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in the art making that you've done and how you got here?
Sure. I started out crocheting, and I crocheted for probably 2 years solid, just obsessively crocheting. And I wanted to make sweaters and socks, and so I took some knitting classes. And I've been knitting for about 15 years, and as these things kind of snowball, as I was knitting, I got more and more interested in the yarns I was using to make things, and I wanted to learn how to spin my own yarn. So about 5 years ago, I got started with a drop spindle, which is a much slower process than I'm going to show today with my spinning wheel.
Okay.
And I started spinning yarn, and pretty soon after that got a spinning wheel and have just taken off from there. So this is my craft that I just like to play with color and play with wool and all kinds of fibers to see what comes up.
You said a lot of things that I don't know what they are. What did you say? A drop?
A drop spindle. I did not bring in an example today, but it's a small tool that's been used for thousands of years to spin yarn, and it's portable, so you can carry it along wherever you're going, if you're herding your sheep or anything.
Okay.
And you can
So
spin
cool.
your yarn as you go. So that was the way it was done for a very long time, and then when the spinning wheel was invented, it's a faster way to spin yarn, but it's not quite as portable.
Yeah, my knowledge of this is like from Disney and a couple fairy tales. So I'm really excited to see.
Of course, yeah, it plays
how-
a big role in a lot of stories.
Yeah, and that is cool to think about too, how this art form has touched storytelling and entertainment world as well.
Oh, yes, it's fascinating.
Okay, well, can you share with me some of the materials you brought today?
Sure. So today I'm going to blend a custom color, and then I'm going to spin the yarn. I'll show you, before I get started, just some examples that I have spun.
I'll do a close-up here.
Close up here. So these are, if you can see them, these are two natural colors of wool that I've spun. These are both from Shetland sheep. The white one is from a farm here in Kentucky, and the brown one is from a farm in southern Indiana.
Do you know the name of the sheep?
No, I think it was on the tag, but I don't remember. I'm so sorry.
It's Gary and
It can
Vanessa.
definitely be traced back to like a single flock of sheep or a single sheep.
That's so cool.
So the white one I actually bought as a fleece, like shorn off the sheep and washed it and processed it on my own. And this blue one is actually from the same fleece as this white one, but I dyed it with indigo. So I took a
Beautiful.
class at the Little Loom House
Yes.
with Hill and Hollow Farm. They do an indigo dyeing class like every summer. They harvest the indigo on their farm, and they bring it here to Louisville and do a class. And so I took some of my hand spun yarn there and dyed it with indigo so that I can
beautiful.
make hopefully a sweater one day with that. And these are just some other examples of yarns that I bought, of fiber that I bought that was already dyed. Super
wow.
colorful. There's different ways to spin it. There's a way to spin it so that the colors stay together, and when you knit it up, they will look like stripes. And then there's a way to spin it so that the colors are all blended together.
Have you done that process? The stripy and the blended look?
Yes, so this one, most of the ones I do are all blended.
Oh, wow. Wowee.
And then sometimes there's a special way to spin it that you can keep those colors all together to make the stripes. And so, yes, sometimes I do that, but that's just, there's so many little decisions you can make and just play around with how your colors appear. So
That's amazing.
I love to do that.
And guys, remember, if you all have questions, I wish I had sound effects because I would be pressing wowee right now.
Wowie. And so what I brought today to make, I'm going to make, if you want to switch.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this just really fun, thicker, like a bulky weight yarn is what I'm going for because it spins up faster. I'm going to blend some colors on my blending board here. So this is a blending board.
Okay.
It's got if you have a pet brush, this might look similar to what you have at home.
Yeah.
It's just a bigger surface. So you can put, I've brought some undyed wool and then some just really brightly colored wool here. And what I'll do is I'll blend them up and then I'll smooth them with my brush.
And can you tell our viewers, like, because of my poor camera abilities, what are we looking at on this blending board? Is that like needles or?
It's like little tines that you would see in a pet brush.
Oh, okay.
So it's very similar to what is on this pet.
It's just
this
a bigger
brush.
version of that.
It's a bigger version.
Okay.
And so the purpose of that is that basically you're brushing the wool. So you're brushing it or combing it all in the same direction with this brush. And then you can add your colors in and blend them. Almost like a painting.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yes, please. So we're getting ready to watch you blend wool.
Yes.
Okay.
We're blending the colors. So what I'm going for today, I tried this out last night. I grabbed some colorful wool that was roughly the colors of the lights on my Christmas tree.
Oh.
And then we've had so much snow this December, so I was like, oh, I want to just soften those colors with some white undyed wool. So that's what I'm going for today. So what I will do, I know this white wool is Jacob wool from the Jacob sheep.
Okay.
It's a type of sheep.
Oh, that's a type, not his name.
That's not his name. No.
I'm so far from the farm. So what is a Jacob sheep?
A Jacob sheep, it's just a breed of sheep that has this medium wool. So it's not super rough. It's not super soft either.
Okay.
And the length is important. So you can see this staple length here is looking to be about 5 inches.
Okay.
So that's a medium length. If it's pretty short, when you spin it, you have to keep your fingers close together. If it's pretty long, it gets in the realm of like hair.
Okay.
It doesn't feel quite as soft.
Okay. Could I do this with my cat's hair?
You can spin like any type of animal fur. You can.
Okay.
You may find like the softness varies, and it could be itchy or it could be hard to spin, but you could
do it.
I've seen whole books on how to spin cat fur. I have not tried that myself.
Is Jacob your favorite type of sheep?
I would say I do spin a lot of Jacob just because it's pretty budget friendly.
Okay.
So if you want to experiment, like I love to just experiment with it, blend it up. I've been known to dye with Kool-Aid, just like throw some wool in a pot with some Kool-Aid packs and see what happens. So it's pretty easy to spin. So that's why I've chosen that. But if you're looking for a really soft wool to spin, merino is really nice. You'll hear about merino.
Yes.
And then I really like Shetland. So these are all the ones.
I only know the pony.
These are all Shetlands, and they're Shetland sheep too. So those are probably my favorites.
That's great.
Okay, so what I'm doing is just putting this kind of base layer of undyed fiber down.
And it looks like it doesn't have to go from top to bottom. You can kind of fill in.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And my goal is to soften these bright colors, but I do want some of them to pop through. So
Okay.
that's why I'm not doing like an entire coverage.
I can see, yeah.
So all I'm doing is pulling apart, and I'm working from the top to the bottom and just holding it in holding my hand on it and pulling down.
Is that a lot of pressure or just it tears apart pretty easily?
It tears apart easily. And this brush combs it down, smooths it, but it also allows me to pack more onto
Yeah.
some water.
Got some green. This is reminding me of my Christmas tree.
Yes, for sure. Then I'm going to layer more white to soften everything up.
Okay. And like, what is our end goal in mind? Like, what are we looking for with this? Is this just to blend, or do you need like a certain thickness?
No, you can make it however thick you want.
Okay.
There's different, like, I'm just going to pull this off so I can go as thick as I want.
Okay.
If I were to roll this off, I need it thick enough so it won't fall apart.
Okay.
But in this case, I can do whatever thickness I want. So I want some yellow for that glowy feel of the tree.
Oh, fun. It pops.
It really pops. And I really love coming in with the pink and the red too.
So I'm thinking of paint. If I blended all these colors together, I would get more like a brown. But will these
Absolutely
do the same thing? Is it like paint, or will it
that's
stay
why
separate?
I definitely did a trial last night because I had the same thought. I was like, oh, is this going to just be
Yeah.
just all blend
But
together?
it stays separated and blended.
Yes.
Okay.
So just the way that I'm prepping it, if I were to do just layer upon layer of full color, I think that they would all kind of mush together. But I am trying to keep those pops.
Yeah. That's fun. And you dyed all these?
No. Excuse me. A friend sent these to me, so these are just a mystery. I don't know what these are.
Oh. Mystery wool.
Which makes it even more fun to play around with because I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I don't know what I'll get.
Yeah. That's fun.
Okay.
Does it hurt your hand on all those needly things?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's like when you see people walk on needles. If you're applying like full pressure.
My shoulders go up when I see people walk on maybe it's therapeutic.
been spinning for 5 years, and then I've been blending and making custom colors. Excuse me, my throat is going. For about 2 years.
So that question was, where do you get the wool?
I ordered, like, some of it I bought at a fiber festival in Lexington.
Oh, yeah.
Some of it I bought at Louisville Fiber Supply. And some of it online, some of it from the Woolery in Frankfurt. Okay, so I don't need to use all of the brights, but I definitely want to use all of the white.
Okay.
So,
Is this your favorite part of the process, or
I would, spinning is.
spinning is?
Yeah, definitely spinning. So I did, before I came, I like weighed out the white fiber that I wanted to use. So I wanted to make sure that I used all of it.
What what is yarn math or wool math?
I mean, like, I was trying to get roughly the ratio that I got with this.
Okay.
So.
And what is that if you weighed it out?
Well, I don't know because I didn't use all of the colorful ones, but the white, I think I used 25 grams, and the colorful I had about 15, but I didn't use all of it.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so when I'm finished, there are different ways that you can take this off the blending board. One is that you can roll it up. If you do that, the fibers are all in a jumble, but I want to keep them all parallel, so I'm just going to pull it off.
Oh, wow.
So,
That was way easier than I thought it was going to be.
so this preparation is called a batt, B-A-T-T. And you can make it in different ways on different with different tools.
Oh, I did just get a question online. It said, Kool-Aid, are there any other surprising materials you can use to dye with?
You can natural dye with a lot of things. The easiest one I found is walnuts because you don't have to use any extra mordant or anything to get it to stick to the fiber. So you can just and what makes the color for the walnuts is the green hull. If you see the walnuts fall off the tree. So if you just get gather the fresh walnuts with the green hull and put them in a pot with some water, boil it, then you have your walnut dye.
You're like a gnome.
And then you can throw your yarn or your fiber in there and it will take the color.
That's delightful.
Yeah. All right.
So let me switch you.
So this is
we just pulled it all off.
Do you want to see? Did I show this up close?
Let's see all that.
Okay, so it's blended. It looks.
It's like unicorn wool.
Yes. So we can switch.
Yes. Can you pause and tell me all about this really cool machine you have?
So this is my spinning wheel. It's the kind is called an Ashford Kiwi 3. That's the name of the.
What does all that mean?
That's just the maker and the brand of it.
Okay, what type of wood is this?
I don't remember.
It doesn't even matter.
So what I've got going here, this is what it will look like. This yarn that's already attached is called a leader. That's how I will get this wool to start drawing into onto the bobbin.
Okay.
So this is the bobbin, which I showed you. That's what I made before. It goes onto a bobbin.
Big bobbin.
My wheel is a double treadle, so I have 2 pedals down here.
Okay.
That I'm pushing on.
And do they turn it different directions?
You can turn it different directions. When I'm spinning initially, I spin clockwise.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing today, and it's building up twist here in the leader that will eventually go into my wool.
Does it matter clockwise or counterclockwise what it does?
So it does. You can traditionally you'll spin single yarn. Pardon me. Clockwise.
Do you want your water close? I can bring it to you.
Oh.
That's just here. It's a special.
Okay, so you spin, like initially you'll spin clockwise, and then to ply yarn you spin counterclockwise.
Okay.
You could do the reverse of that, but either way you're going to spin one way and ply the other way to get the yarn to go together.
Okay.
So I could
So we spin first, then ply.
Then ply. So I can easily turn it the other way too.
Okay. That's awesome.
Okay, so my wheel can be adjusted. You can spin it faster or slower. For the weight that I'm spinning today, I will spin it pretty slowly. And I do have a little card. I don't know if you want to switch here.
I will.
So this shows different thicknesses that I can measure when I'm spinning my yarn. I can measure it against that, so I can try to be consistent if I want.
Okay, and is that the gauge is it referred to as like the ply?
This is referred to as wraps per inch, so WPI.
WPI.
Yeah, so that's how thick it is or how thin it is. And if you are spinning to make a 2-ply yarn, you have to keep in mind that you'll make half the thickness you want in the end.
Great. And I guess that comes in handy if you were going to knit socks.
Yes.
Then you have to know what WPI you need.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing the math. I'm putting it together.
There's so much math in spinning and knitting. I know. You think you're just getting into some art, and then you're like, oh, there's a lot of math here.
Now you just put that on like it was magic.
I did. So there was a little loop in my leader, and I just overlapped it.
And it's just going. I mean, I can't show the camera shot for this, but it's just going into the bobbin.
Yes.
And it's already spinning on the bobbin, guys. It's too bad you all don't have a sideways shot. The people here do.
You can see. And I'm spinning it pretty thickly. I'm trying to match what I made yesterday, which was roughly, I think, 11 WPI, because I'm going for a very bulky yarn.
Wow. This happens so easily.
Does it just take time to learn like how your tension and...
Absolutely.
So they were asking, does it take time to learn tension?
So if you watch someone spin, it looks kind of magical. You're like, wow, it just feeds right in there.
Yeah.
And you've got yarn. There are a lot of steps that you have to put together, but once you put them together, it isn't difficult. So it's like doing the treadling at the right pace, because my kids love to check it out and they want to treadle as fast as they can. But that will add so much twist to your yarn so fast. So it's a balance of go slow because your hands can't work that fast, sort of thing.
And how would spinning fingering weight yarn be different?
I would spin it I would spin it very thin. So the question is how would spinning fingering weight be different? So fingering weight is a very thin yarn that's used to make socks a lot of times. So I would spin at 40 or even thinner to make, I like to make 3-ply yarns, so I would need to divide my final thickness by 3 and spin that thin. So.
It's very thin.
Yes. I often spin thinner, so it was a challenge to try to spin this thick, but it's a really fun challenge.
Are
most spinning wheels, modern ones, that size, or do they vary?
They vary, and there's different styles of spinning wheel. But I would say the great wheels that you'll see in antique shops that are huge, you don't see those with modern ones. There's just not a place in modern homes.
Is there an advantage to having something that big?
Something that big? The great wheels that you'll see are walking wheels, so you would literally have to spin it and walk back. And I think that it was just the technology of the time that was the reason for that. Like you weren't treadling, you were manually spinning it and walking back and forth. I mean, people were walking like 10 miles a day spinning. But I think that it was just the technology of the time, and that's the reason they did it.
Do you ever spin outside in the woods? Like, it just feels right.
I haven't taken it to the woods, but I definitely have taken it outside to parks or to my front yard or front porch. So what I'm doing here is to be able to fill my bobbin. I don't know if you can see it really, but there are different hooks. I'm sliding a hook so that the yarn will go on different parts of my bobbin. Otherwise, so I can show this here. Oop. So this is pretty evenly filled, but it's because I have to move a hook to fill each different section. Otherwise, all of the yarn would just stay on one end.
Spinning on a different machine, like I think, like a drop spindle?
I started on a drop spindle, and the drop spindle is, I will go back and sometimes use a drop spindle. I really like it. I found that when I was doing all my spinning on a drop spindle, because you're having to hold your arm up, and I was, the higher you can hold your arm, the longer amount of yarn you can spin at a time. So I was holding my yarn up so high, and it was like really hard on my shoulders. So that's why I was really looking forward to getting a wheel. But I started on a single treadle. I didn't love it as much as I love a double treadle. It's more balanced for my body.
I guess is that why it's called drop spindle? Because you're holding your arm way up high, and does it drop?
It can, if the yarn breaks, it will drop and fall for sure. Yeah,
okay.
You're spinning it and it's dropping. So, yes.
Maybe.
So when I want to join more fiber, I'm just overlapping it with the fiber that I have here.
And how do you know how much to grab?
Just whatever feels comfortable. Like if this feels like too much in front of my body.
Okay.
Where did you actually learn this?
Question was, where did she learn this trade?
I did take a spinning class many, many years ago, but it didn't take for me. I learned a little bit of drop spinning in that class, but not wheel spinning. And so it was a pandemic project where I started again with drop spinning, and then I got a wheel, and I just had a lot of time on my hands. So yeah, I just learned at home, self-taught.
And was I hearing that you do you teach, or?
I do teach. I teach mostly knitting classes at Louisville Fiber Supply. So, yeah.
That's great.
So, I forgot to say, I spun this sweater.
Yes, you did. It looks like you're making it right now.
I know, right? So this was a big project I did. I really wanted to spin for a sweater. And
how long did that take? And how many sheep?
It took a good year. I was still a beginner, and, took time off from doing it. So, a good year, but I finished it.
And how did you get such? Can you spin and talk? Is that easy? Or,
Oh, yeah.
okay. How did you get such consistent color?
So I did not dye this. I bought
Okay.
this dyed. So it was a commercially dyed
Okay.
wool.
Still impressive.
Still impressive. Thank you. But yeah, I've gone on to spin for more sweaters. It got easier after the first time.
That's wild. So I gotta ask, at this time of year, are you just spinning for people's gifts, or?
No. I feel like most of my spinning is just for fun.
Yeah.
My knitting, I will knit gifts.
Yeah.
But spinning is just playing around with color. I'm a big proponent of like whatever you make, if you're making yarn or if you're, a ceramicist making pots, like you should use whatever you make, even if it's not perfect. So when I make yarn, I try to still use it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not good yarn.
Yeah.
But
I mean, what is not good yarn?
I've made some not good yarn, but it was a learning process.
What does that mean to you? Like, it's not blended the way you want?
No,
or
I would
the
say
ply?
I would say it was
The
not
WPI?
It was not understanding the best way to spin for the type of wool I was spinning.
Okay.
So the worst yarn I ever made, I should have brought it, it was a very long wool, which means it felt almost like human hair. And I since have learned that the best way to spin that is very loosely to keep some of the softness and to keep the drape. But I didn't know, so I just spun it like any other yarn, and it just ended up this very wiry, stiff, hard yarn.
But Jacob is pretty, is that like your middle ground? It can do anything?
I would say Jacob is a really, you can use it for almost anything. And it's easy to spin. I definitely don't recommend beginners start with a long wool.
Okay.
Or a short wool. You gotta go right in the middle.
Yes, speaking of that, if we were to go out today after this MAKElive and want to start, where would you suggest we get started?
I would suggest a drop spindle. You can buy a drop spindle for like $15.
Where?
You can buy them online.
Okay.
I think you can buy them from the Woolery in Frankfurt, and you can buy them from Louisville Fiber Supply.
Okay.
Or on Etsy, like lots of sellers. I would start there, and I would just start with, I would say Jacob, or I see there's a breed called Corriedale, which is really recommended a lot for beginners. I would start with those because some wools can be slippery, some can be, too short or too long. So those are known for just their ease of spinning.
Can larger bobbins fit onto this, or is it always this size bobbin?
This spinning wheel can only handle this size bobbin.
Okay.
Is wool expensive?
The question was, is wool expensive?
I think it's like any craft that it can be expensive, or you can find more budget-friendly ways to buy it. So if you get a big bag of undyed wool, either from a fiber festival or from a company like the Woolery, it can be inexpensive. But if you want wool that's been processed and hand dyed by somebody, it can be pretty expensive.
If we were to knit a pair of socks, how much wool would we need?
Probably about 4 ounces.
4 ounces.
Yeah.
So you say the unprocessed, undyed does unprocessed mean exactly?
The question was, what is unprocessed wool?
I mean, what do you have to do to process it?
Okay, so if you're buying wool right from a farmer, like at a fiber festival where they might be selling it, you can get like these two yarns. When I bought them, they were part of a fleece. Like it had just been shorn from the sheep, and I bought a bag of just like dirty, unprocessed wool. So then when I brought it home, I had to go through and wash all of it, and that required multiple like soaks and big tubs of water with some special soap to get out all of the dirt and some of the lanolin. This sheep had a lot of lanolin, which is the oil that's in wool. A little bit of lanolin is okay. A lot of lanolin is like very sticky and hard to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go through and like wash all of that. And then after that, I just had kind of a pile of loose wool that was going in every different direction. So I had to card it, which means, brushing it. I couldn't really use the blending board for this. I have hand carders where it has a similar tines to the blending board, but it looks like two big pet brushes, and that was to remove any burrs or like things that the sheep might have gotten into, and to comb it so it was all going in the right direction. And then from there, I could use my blending board, or I could just spin it. So it's more work on my end for the less expensive wool. But it's fun. It's a really fun process to learn how to do.
It's so quiet. Do you oil it?
I usually don't, but last night it was making a squeak, and so I did. I took the bobbin off. I was like, where's this squeak coming from? And I did oil it, yeah.
I assume you learned how to knit before you learned.
I did. I've been knitting for about 15 years now, and I've only been spinning for the last 5. So it was a long process, but I mean, as with a lot of things, the more you learn, the more you're like, ooh, I want to go a little bit deeper and learn more, and how can I make this even more the way I want it?
Yeah, and just understanding the full art form is great. Nick, you just need a sheep now. Then you're set. You've done it all.
I know, right? You just keep going. How many sheep should I get?
Oh, at least 3.
Yes, for sure.
Have you sheared a sheep?
I haven't.
You
That would be
haven't?
so exciting, though.
I feel like you should have that opportunity.
I think it takes a lot of training.
Yes, I'm sure.
I've seen people shear sheep, and it is very exciting, but I'll leave it to them.
Have you spun with alpaca yarn?
The question was, have you spun with alpaca?
No, I don't think I have. So alpaca doesn't have the same elasticity as wool.
Interesting.
It's very drapey, but it definitely would spin differently. So I have not ventured into alpaca. This sweater has some mohair in it, which is from goat. So I have spun goat.
You might as well just list all the animals. Goat, sheep. Anything else?
I haven't spun anymore, but you definitely can find camel yarn, yak yarn, rabbit. Oh, I do have some Angora that I got from a farmer that I haven't spun yet. That's from a rabbit.
You're saving it.
It's like a special fiber. It is like Angora is pretty expensive because you imagine they get so little of it just from brushing their rabbit. So.
So what are you are you just checking for evenness, pushing it?
I'm just adjusting where the yarn is going onto the bobbin so that it's not all in
And
one
it's not
section.
those two, the things you're adjusting. What are those called?
This is just like a little spring that I can move up and down.
Okay, but they aren't even necessarily, are they?
No.
Yeah.
So it goes through this little spring, and it goes through a hook that feeds through to keep everything from, so it doesn't tangle. And then there's just one on the other side too, if I happen to be on that side.
Oh, okay.
So
they aren't
same
connected.
thing. No.
Okay. Interesting.
The same thing.
Does it matter if you're a lefty or a righty?
I'm left-handed, and I'm sure that I'm probably spinning. I would have to watch a right-handed person because I'm self-taught. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just did what was most comfortable for me.
But they don't make lefty wheels, righty
No.
wheels.
No.
Does it hurt your fingers?
No.
Okay.
I feel like there was a yarn or a fiber that hurt my fingers, and it was just a coarser fiber. I think it was Icelandic sheep, and I was spinning it for a long period of time, and over time it like made a little cut on my finger. So yeah, the fibers can be a little bit sharp. Just different softness.
Icelandic sheep. Do they give you like little finger covers for that?
I never have tried it. I would rather rest my fingers and then come back fresh because part of the appeal is that like I just love feeling the fibers and just the tactile nature of it.
Yes.
So I'm sure you could. So we are on the last little bit of fiber.
It's looking so good. My camera won't show it. And really all the colors kind of maintained, like there is no blended brown.
There is no blended brown. And you could, if that's what you were going for, you would just, I think you would layer more evenly, and then you could take it off and then blend it again and again. Like the more you jumble up those fibers, the more consistent of a color you're going to get.
So more brushing, it equals more blended.
Right. But in this case, I wanted those pops of color.
And if you didn't like it, could you technically brush this out again? Or is it past repurpose?
You could repurpose it. It would not take the same form as it had. I think it would take a lot of work to like unspin it. You could run it through your spinning wheel the opposite direction to take some twist out for sure. What I love to do, I love to use like every little bit of yarn that I have. So if I have a project that has a lot of scraps, I like to cut those up and blend them into wool so that I get kind of speckled yarn and just like keep going, like keep using the yarn.
Well, I do enjoy how meditative the process can be, or seems to be.
It is. It's a really good one if you have an audiobook to just listen to an audiobook.
Yeah, and disappear.
Yes.
So do you have a studio space at home?
No.
Oh no.
No, I just
Your home is the studio space.
I know, that's the dream. One day to have a studio space, but right now there's just yarn everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere I can fit it.
That sounds perfect.
So in this case, like, I don't mind if this yarn is thick and thin, but if I did mind, I could just, like, take some of the twist out and then, like, pull on this yarn, this piece of fiber that got really thick.
And that'll just thin it out.
Yeah. But I think for what I'm going for today, I want something that just looks handmade, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for the handmade holiday
Yeah.
look.
Do you have a project in mind for this?
Question was, do you have a project in mind for this yarn?
What I'd like to do is just like put it on presents, wrap presents and tie little bows, or maybe wrap it around the Christmas tree as kind of some extra handmade touches. But with a bulky weight yarn, like if I were going to knit it, I would make maybe a hat or some hand warmers.
So really, you're just checking like how evenly it's going on the bobbin, and maybe like how thick or thin or evenly dispersed it's
Yes.
spinning.
Exactly. And if I were really concerned, if I were making socks or if I were making a sweater, something that I want a consistent gauge on, I would like throughout be using this little
Keep referring.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
keep
so you
referring.
just lay it right down on the
Yeah,
card.
I just measure it and say like, oh, what is it?
And if you want it thinner, you would start pulling, and
Yeah.
if you wanted it thicker, you would start adding.
So if I wanted it thinner, I'm pulling it out so that there's less yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want it thicker, I'm letting the twist go into like a larger amount.
Okay.
When you dye the yarn, is it wrapped around something or just a big loose clump?
The question was about dyeing. Do you wrap it around something, or is it just loose?
So for dye, so this one I dyed with indigo, and so it was like this. And so you make it, there's a tool called a nitty knotty where I would wrap yarn from my bobbin onto this tool called a nitty knotty that creates this hank is what it's called. And then I would tie it usually in 3 or 4 places to prevent it from getting tangled. And that allows it to not get tangled, but then in the dye pot it can like flow, like the water and the dye can flow all over the yarn. If it were tighter, it might not reach all the places. So when you see dyed yarn, it's usually dyed like this. And then I will need to work with this. I need to make it into a ball. So I can either do that by hand, by creating a ball, or I can put this on a Swift and use a ball winder, which is so many tools. A ball winder would create a cake of yarn pretty quickly.
A cake of yarn?
A cake of yarn.
What terminology is that?
So it's like a ball that you can use, but it's kind of a cylinder shape.
Okay.
And sometimes you'll see this, a similar put up like at a yarn shop.
Okay.
So
I also appreciated how you just tied that together. Your cord management skills are great.
Thanks. So we're almost at the end of this fiber here.
Yay, then we can show everybody. I liked that little pause hook it had.
Yes, I love that too. So I never feel like I have to keep spinning. I can just wrap it around a hook and
Yeah.
take a break and then come back.
And I guess we'll find out, but maybe you could start telling us when you get to the end of it, does it just all go through, or do you hold on, or do you have to leave a tail?
So I just let it go.
That was dramatic.
And that was it. It's all done. And so then I have to unhook things. There's a drive band here. That's what turns, like, it's connected to the big wheel, and then it turns my flyer, which is here.
Okay.
The flyer is what is turning and adding twist to my yarn. So I unhooked that. I have this little brake band. It looks like fishing line that goes over my bobbin. And then I can take it out.
Cool.
And I can show over here. I did not feed on quite so evenly when I was chatting. So this is what it looks like.
That's so cool. It was just a heap
It was
of
just
wool.
So then I take this apart, and that comes. This is the flyer that adds the twist, and this is the yarn I made. So
Okay,
then
that's awesome.
I can ply those together.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. Wait, what does ply those together mean?
ply. I need a third bobbin, which I did not bring, but
Essentially,
that's when I would put an empty bobbin on my spinning wheel.
okay.
Then I would go I would spin it counterclockwise. And what it will do is I will take 2 yarns
Okay.
and twist them together to
And
create
how-
one.
And how much? Just for like, it doesn't need much, just for the ends, or do you do?
The entire thing. So the entire length
I see.
would be twisted together.
And is that more WPI math?
It is, so
you would have, 'cause
whatever
you're
this...
making it bigger, right?
Right, so I don't need to do any math. My initial math for the WPI is what I'm spinning. That's all I need to do, because now I can't control anymore how big this will be. When I ply them together, it will be twice as thick.
Okay.
So
So you already did the math.
I already did the math, and I do really like a 3-ply. So this is...
Wait, is that what ply means? It's how many
Yes.
spools? Oh my stars. It's coming together.
It's coming together. So I love a 3-ply, so whatever thickness I make, I have
Okay.
to know that I will add that together 3 times.
So that currently you have a 2-ply going.
Yeah, so I have, each one of these we call it a single ply. It's just a single yarn.
Yes.
And then I will make a 2-ply.
That's so fun.
So that's what that's going to be.
Wowee. I have learned so much today. How about you guys? Yes.
Do you have more questions?
Yes. Are there any questions? Last minutes before our cool artist has to go? Well, I can't wait to roam through the forest, find walnuts, ply some yarn together, and make some socks.
Exactly.
Walnut socks.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. I made some walnut dyed mittens for my kids when they were younger, and I made them look like little bears. So they look like little
That's
forest
so
creatures.
cute. Well, thank you so much for coming today. All of Library Land is so appreciative, and we'll be able to watch this again and again and again on our YouTube. So if you're online, you can refer back to all the knowledge. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you in studio audience for coming. On January 12th, that's a new day, at 12 o'clock on a Monday, we will have artist Fiona Eden, and she will be teaching us tote bags. So be sure to tune in and check that out. Thank you guys so much here from the library, and thank you so much, Allison, for everything.
Thank you.
Yay! Thank you, thank you.